everybody, here's just a quick video. If you are somebody who purchased a hank of yarn and you're just not sure what to do with it or how to get started, I'm going to show you real quickly in this video. So if you brought a hank, you have this kind of braid that looks like this, and as I mentioned previously, you want to make sure that this gets wound into a ball or a cake before you get started. So the very first thing you do is you remove your yarn label and set that off to the side. I always keep those until I finish my project in case you need to order more yarn or you forget what it is that you're working with. And I have this small scissors here so that we can cut the knots that are tying everything together. So your very first step after you remove your yarn label is to unwind it. And all you have to do is just kind of tug apart, and you're going to see that it kind of unravels and becomes this big kind of long tube. And then if you kind of unravel a little bit further, you're going to see that it is tied together here. So you can see that there's a little knot, and then if I grab onto that and kind of pull it out, you'll see that I have one big loop here. So there are anywhere from one tie to sometimes I've seen 4 or 5. So you want to find where that knot is, and all you're going to do is just cut right below the knot. And you're going to see that part of that is just the knot that I removed. And then there's just this little piece of scrap yarn that was holding it together. You can discard that. And then you're going to see 2 different yarn tails. Okay? Before I do anything with those tails, I see that there's another knot over here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut right below the knot. Here's my knot. I get rid of it. And then I have another scrap yarn that was holding it together, and I'm going to discard that. So those were just kind of holding this hank together. So now from here, there are a couple different things you can do. What you're going to do is just kind of ball it up. So I start just kind of winding it around to make, like start a little ball, and I'm just going to keep winding and winding around and around. What I do is I will put this on the back of a chair, or if you have a nice husband or friend sitting by you, they can like hold their arms out and hold the yarn like this, so you can just wind and wrap around and around and around. I will also sit on the floor, and I'll put my knees up, and I will wrap the yarn around my knees so that as I'm winding, it keeps things from getting tangled. So your very first time around, you're going to kind of see where, where the yarn is going. And all you're doing is just, I'm going to start my ball by just winding around itself over and over and over, okay? And again, you're going to just kind of see how to kind of lay it and untwist it so it makes it easier for you. All I'm doing is just winding it around and around and around itself. And eventually, you'll have gone all the way around, and you'll have a beautiful ball of yarn that is ready to start knitting with. Again, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out. That's just a really quick video on how to turn a hank into a ball.